Welcome to this look at a new map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on Thornton 22 Revamp. This has been converted over by Steve's Mods, 270.6 megabytes download. Now, as far as I'm aware, this was originally FS15 before we got mods on console, which was FS17. So on PC, Auction David, I think Bullet Bill, Blobby Farmer, a few different people had a hand in the original making of this. And it's always been an absolutely gorgeous map. I'm just going to say that straight off the bat. We start here in the main yard at Thornton Farm. Now, anything I say moving forward, any opinions are mine. They're my opinion, personal opinion, not that of a community, the community, or anything like that. It's just how I feel about it personally. How you feel about it is entirely up to you. I saw this immediately and thought, that's awesome. We've got a little trailer here, and then we've got a house under construction with some stuff here. Unfortunately, you can't remove that. I was really hoping this could be removed, so you could kind of go through and I've had a look around. I've tried to see if a trigger or anything would come up for removing it, which I haven't found. And I've tried to go through the demolish thing, and that won't work either. So I thought that'd be a brilliant part of a storyline, wouldn't it? To gradually work your way out of the caravan into a house. I mean, you can do that elsewhere, I guess, and you can still get rid of it. Anyway, that being said, it's just the first thing we kind of come across. The map looks like this. Now, the map itself hasn't changed at all, as far as I can tell. Field prices are pretty good across the board. There are no massive fields on here. You know, we're all fairly, I would say, medium. There's a few small-sized fields, but fairly medium-sized fields. All of the Farming Simulator 22, or say all of productions are on here from Farming Simulator 22. I don't think all of them are on here. Again, I'm pretty sure. And there are 100 collectibles that can be collected, which is all very nice. On New Farmer, we start with Field 7 up the top. We start with this whole chunk here. This chunk here is 701,000 anyway, which includes the main farm. Now, that little bit there, I thought, oh, maybe that's the bit that's got the house in it, but I can't highlight that. I thought maybe I could buy that, but I can't seem to highlight it. We have got the main farm here, chickens, cows, and pigs. Sleep trigger you can just see there, and we do have a silo as well, which we'll go around and have a look at. And then we'll do a tour around the map and have a look. Now, I will also say there may be an update for this. There's a couple of little things I've found going round. Yeah, you'll see as we go around. It'll make more sense. Now, this is a class farm, in both senses of the word. As you can see, we've got a lot of class equipment, and it's a class dealership up to the north of the map. But, I mean, there's not many maps you start with a Zerion as we go along. So we got plenty of tractors. We'll have a look at those. We've got a class trailer, mower. We've got various different front loader bits of gear on here. If we open up this barn, and while I'm doing this, as far as mods go, in build mode there isn't anything. As far as buildings, anything like that, it goes all standard stuff. There are required mods for this map though. The required mods for me downloaded automatically. There's the Big Barn by Steve's Mods and there's the English Shed Pack by Lancyboi. Those are both required mods. But if I go along to landscaping and painting, we've got a few kind of custom textures. There's the one there that says farm plates, like a concreted thing. We've got a few different little textures there. But as far as build mode goes, that's it. And as far as vehicles and anything else goes, it's just the required mods by Steve's Mods and Lancyboi. That also being said, at this point, we'll go in and have a look. We've got a load of stuff in here. All tucked away in this building, and there's more on the other side of the road, which we'll get to in a moment. We've got a water point here. We've got a silo. The silo is a standard crop type. It's not a multi-fruit silo. I'm not sure what the capacity is, actually. I haven't tested that. That was remiss of me. But we have got a silo here. Now, the other thing to point out here is that if you own the land, if we go to landscaping and we go to demolish, there are certain buildings that can be removed and certain that can't. The trailer that we start with can be. This is the big barn, so this is one of Steve's mods. Let's go to that. That can be got rid of. There's a few shelters here and there that can be got rid of. And as we go across the other side, there's a few barns, buildings, but not everything. Some of this stuff can't be removed, and these ones, which I think are part of the English shed pack by Lancyboi, I don't think I can remove them. No, I did try, but it doesn't look like we can. So there are a few buildings around the main farm you can remove, but not all of them. We're going to walk around the farm, and then I'll come back, get the pickup, and then we'll go around the actual the map itself and take in all the sell points, production chains, and things like that. Now, as far as the animals go here at the main farm, the chickens and pigs are removable. The cows are fixed in place. That's a big old fence going there. We'll come in this side, we'll come around the back, and we'll get to that in a minute. Hop the fence. So chickens are just here. We've got a pen for 30. So that can be removed. So you can put in another chicken pen. There's plenty available if you want to. We'll hop the fence here and go into the back of the cow barn. So the cow barn's through here with the feed trigger. I would think the bedding trigger's along here as well. It would make sense if it was. So feed trigger is just along there. If we come round, our dialogue box is here. This will do 150 chickens. Cows. So the cow pen, like I say, this is fixed in place. If we come around the back here, we've got our milk collection point just here. So collecting your milk is around the back of here. There's no water trough in the field or around here. Water's provided. Again, with most barns and buildings where the water is provided, you do get charged at midnight for it. You just don't have to provide it yourself. We've got a fuel tank there, 15,000 litre. It is empty, but you can pay for someone to fill it, or you can fill it yourself. Slurry point is just here, so slurry store's there. Like I said, there's little bits, just tiny little. There's the post missing just from there. It's little bits. So like I say, it's nothing. That's nothing major. That's not. But there's one bit later on, again, which is not major, but you may wish to have a fiddle around. The other thing I haven't found at the main farm here is a workshop trigger. There's not a toolbox. There are plenty of mods about. That's not an issue. Barn space building. That one can be removed. Another large building here. But we also start with, we've got a large harvester. As I said, class gear. We also got a forage harvester. It's awesome. Class Jaguar. Lexion 89. I mean, it's big gear. But if you don't want to start with all the main gear, you don't have to. The slot count, might as well talk about it now because we're talking about machinery and equipment and buildings, is 999 on all three game modes. So all three game modes, new farmer, farm manager start from scratch. It's 999 slots and you start with all the same stuff. You just don't own the land on farm manager and start from scratch. Now I had a fiddle around. I sold all the machinery, I sold the buildings that it would let me sell, and I sold the animal pens it would let me sell. I got the slot count down to 735. Again, you don't have to, you can remove, add, do whatever you like, but I got it down to 735. If you feel that 999 is a bit too high or it's stuff that you don't want to use, then you can of course remove it. If we come around to the back of the building, we've got the pig pen. Again, that's a standard one. There's no modded ones in here on this. This is also removable, so if you want to put something else. Plus, there's a big old area here, so for other placeables, larger pens, more pens, whatever you want to do, you absolutely can do. That will hold 108 pigs. We've got 2 silage clamps dug into the hillside. These can also be removed if you want to. And up the top of the hill, we've got a placeables point just over the brow. Now there are a few signs that used to have things on them that as I've gone around haven't got anything on them anymore. That's, I'd say, well, that's intentional. Sometimes it is by the map maker. Sometimes it's the porting over from PC to console, and sometimes you get the little, coding issues or errors, and sometimes bits disappear or appear or go a bit funny. So I can't say for definite, but there's a few bits missing. Now, placeable area just up here. Now, while we're here as well, and I showed you the map, we have got the periphery, the verges of the map, cost 0. So for all the bits where you've got sell points, roadways, bits where you think you might want to add some placeables down, you can buy all that for nothing. So if you want to buy the outside edges of the map and the bits with roads and things like that and verges, you absolutely can, which is brilliant. That bit down there, we'll have a look at that when we get down there later on. So I'm going to head back, we'll grab the pickup, back down through the farm, and let's get around the map and have a look. Okay, let's grab the pickup. And let's go. So from the main farm, there are certain bits it's always difficult when I say with the map not much has changed on it. The map is pretty much how it was. I mean, obviously to convert it over to from one game to the next, from FS15 to 17, 17 to 19, 19 to 22. There's a lot of coding and stuff that has to be done behind the scenes. So when you look at a map and go, okay, it's pretty much the same as it was. Obviously, a lot has changed. A lot of stuff has been added in. A lot of stuff has been altered with all the placeables and then production chains. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that's gone on behind the scenes. What we're seeing is the finished article, you know, and that goes with any map tour I do. I just don't want people to think I'm not having a pop. I'm just explaining. So, if we just take this lane and head down here, the sheep are down here. So we've got a sheep pasture here, big open field. This will hold 500 sheep. Dialogue box is just there for buying, selling, loading or unloading. We've got our feed trough just over there, water trough down the bottom of the hill, so they will require water. It's a big old area, and your wool pallets will spawn just there. So we're going to head north. Like I said, the map from the very first time I ever saw it, I'm sure it was Daggerwin. I remember him doing this. I know I say this every single time I do a map tour on here, every new version of this. I watched his Let's Play every day. I would get him from work, bang, watch the Thornton, because I loved it. It was amazing. And it's still a really, really pretty map. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't take that away from it at all. Stonehenge is still there, just over to the left. You can see that. You can go and visit the henge. It's always nice to have a henge. So if you've got one, you can go and have a look at it. Farmers Market is just here, with the supermarket. Whoa, going for the parking space. The supermarket behind it. What I like about this is the parking spaces are much bigger than generally UK parking spaces are. As I'm finding now with my VW van, wow, it's a lot harder to park now. Anyway, I digress. So, farmers market, supermarket. Next door, we've got the main machinery store. Sorry, old chap. So, we've got the buy point. We've got the workshop trigger just there. Plenty of space for big machinery, new machinery. This is not the reset point, which threw me a little bit. We'll get onto that later on. Actually, I should have gone around the other way, it doesn't matter. And then we've got next door, we've got the sawmill. I could have gone around the back of the put in here. Quality timber at the back. We've got the sawmill, which is also one of the production chains now, so thrown in here. Sawmill. We're going to carry on. We're going to head east towards the main village. Yeah, town, that village. But we are going to take a slight detour down to horse stables and a sell point over the railway. Now, I haven't seen a train go past yet. I'm not saying there is or isn't one. I just haven't seen one, so I can't say for certain. I did wait for quite a while on the bridge while I was prepping this to see if one came past. It didn't, but like I say, I'm not saying for certain. West of the way. Everyone is uncle. Oh, very French vehicles. So, just down this little side turn, I love when you look across the landscape. It's wonderful. The sweep of the map. It's just one of those maps, you know, in the Oxen David, Bullet Bill, you know, all those maps that came out from those guys, and then we got, you know, obviously newer map makers and modders making, you know, just quality maps now. But these guys were so far ahead of their time. I think personally, with the quality of the maps they're making. We'll whiz around the back here first. We've got a horse stable down the side here. If you look in bottom left, you can see on the map where we're going. I will show you on the map where we've been. Just up there, Open the gate there. We've got horse stable for 8 horses. Now the triggers are all there. On a lot of maps you have to buy the land for the triggers to appear. With regard to this, if we go to the map, you'll see that the sheep pen there, and we're now here at the horse pen, they're there already. We don't own that land yet. You can buy that, 77 grand, and then the sheep pasture there is 157. But the triggers are all there in place. I don't see any reason why. I have on both of them bought animals, so it allows you to buy them and place them, so I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to feed them. But yeah, you can buy the land, of course you can. So we're going to go back up the road, back up to the top again, but I drove past it, but we'll have a look now. We've got a sell point just tucked in here. This is, I'm just trying to find the thing, it's the Farm Store Bay 1. Farm Store Bay 1 sell point is just there. So back up to the top of the map, we'll continue into the northeast corner. So, like I say, earlier on when I said about this is my opinion and my opinion only. When I do map tours, I always say this to look to see whether a map is better than the previous version, whether it's the same as, whether it's a nostalgic map that you're going to come on and play because you played it before. Maps, as far as I'm concerned, even if they haven't changed very much, but they now include all of the new Farming Simulator 22 stuff, they're enhanced now because of all the things you can do with Farming Simulator 22. What I will say on here, and like I said, this is my own personal opinion, I feel it's lost something. I feel that the addition of not the production chains as production chains, but the production chains used. Because this used to be the pub, and the pub fitted really well. It was part and parcel. We've got a fast food restaurant now here, which I guess is the modern world, you know, when you think about it. The amount of places that get knocked down and then you get something put in its place. I just think that some of the production change buildings don't fit the map. Like I say, that's just me nitpicking. It's not, you know, I used to love the pub being there. But anyway, like I say, it's just a personal opinion. So, wow, didn't slow down for that roundabout at all. Come around here, we've got the pizzeria. Just here. And then we've got the restaurant, sell point just there. We've got a gas station just across the way there, and now we're going to head, the traffic is insane, it's absolutely bonkers. Now we're going to head south. I do love that on a lot of these maps you've got all these nods to the other maps, Sandy Bay and Chellington. It's very cool. So heading south now, down the eastern side of the map. We're going to come to the main industrial park, I guess. The cluster of sell points. Now, on all 3 game modes, because we're getting to here now, we do start owning 3 production chains. So 3 of the production chains that are here, we already own. Some maps, this new farmer, you own them and you don't on the other 2, but all 3 game modes we own these off the start. So we go through the gates here. We've got the spinnery just there, which we own on all 3 game modes. I'll show you if we go into here and we scroll down to there. So we've got dairy, spinnery and oil mill already pre-owned on all 3 game modes. Just there we've got Farm Store, which one is it? Farm Store Bay 2, so we've already been to Farm Store Bay 1 near the horses. This is Farm Store Bay 2. We have got the dairy, which is just there in front of me, already owned. Oil mill, that's already owned. Over here we've got the biogas plant, that's not owned. Now that was that little plot that I showed you on the map, that I said we'd talk about later on. So we have gone, I haven't shown you yet, have we? We've gone from the main farm here, we walked around the farm, went out to the placeables area, grabbed the pickup, went to the sheep, went up north, did all the buildings there. We came across there and over the bridge and then went south. We did the horses first, then we did Farm Store Bay 1. We came up past the fast food restaurant, pizzeria, restaurant, gas station. We've now come all the way down here. So we're down at this point here. So we've already been past there, the spinnery, Farm Store Bay 2, dairy and oil mills there. This plot here is only 34,704 and that will get you the biogas plant. Biogas plant is fairly standard with regard to recipes and cycles per month and regular stuff, silage, slurry, manure, sugar beet cut, nothing over and above that, no potatoes, straw, and anything that some of them get. So fairly standard, but not bad price either, with a silage clamp just there. Over to the right, we have got a bale sell point. This is the FSC Stores bale sell point. That's just over there, where the forklift truck is. We come around here, and this was the other bit that had me a little bit puzzled. I said there wasn't a workshop trigger up at the main farm, and what's peculiar is there's no building or anything here, nothing to denote the fact that it is, but this is the farm workshop. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's, again, whether it's supposed to be there or whether it's supposed to be somewhere else, whether it's supposed to be up at the farm, I don't know, but that is the farm workshop trigger. And then we've got the biomass heating plant just next door there. From here, we'll head out, we will continue. We're now heading around to the south of the map. We'll be heading west again because this kind of sweeps around the bottom of the map. We're going to head to Sherwood Forest. Whoa, oh dear. Anyway, back over the railway. Castle to the right, we're going to drive past that in a moment on the way back towards the farm. Forest to the left, so if you want to do a bit of forestry, there is a bit here. Oh dear, they're just bonkers. So if we turn in here, there's something I want to show you. Because whenever I get to the main vehicle shop where the workshop is, I always do a test. I always have it written on my list for where the reset point is. If it's not at the main store, usually it's at the farm, but more often than not it's at the main vehicle store. So if we go into the map, and I'll go to the main farm and pick an item, it doesn't matter which it is, let's pick a tractor, for example, the Xerion. If I reset the Xerion, it says it was reset to the shop. So I kind of went up and I was up at the shop and I'm looking around thinking, that's weird, it's not here. So I went to the farm, I had a look around the farm, not there. The reset point's here, down at the forest. I'm not sure why. Again, I think that may be an error. I can't imagine why that would be done on purpose. So like I say, we may get an update for a few of these little tweaks, potentially. I'm not going to be the only person that's going to mention them. People will play on the map and they'll message Steve's Mods, they'll put it in forums, they'll do whatever. But because I'm doing the tour, and it's one of the things I look for, it's kind of glaring obvious. But anyway, so that's where the reset is. So if you're looking for your vehicles after you've reset them, that's where they're going to be. But that could change that, potentially with an update. So continuing on. Come down to the animal dealer, livestock market. There's another bale sell point here. This is All Spheres bale sell point, just to the right there. And then we've got our animal dealer point just here. So we have come from there, the industrial estate, industrial park, round across the bottom, past Sherwood Forest. We're now down here, the southwest corner of the map. So from here, we're going to just head back around. There's no more sell points or anything to take in at this point. We're going to drive up past the castle. Hopefully, if I've got it right, there should be... Hang on, that said road closed. Where are they all going? What do they know that I don't? See, one of the things I always loved about this map, and still do, is things like this. The sweep of the terrain, the fields aren't all even, they're not all straightforward. I also loved, the original version when I saw this, it was that thing of driving off of a main road onto a bumpy track, and I always just loved that. I thought it was such a clever idea the way it was all done. So if we just take a right there, head up past the castle on the hill, which you can come and visit if you want. Now, it does say there are 100 collectibles. And I've checked in the thing and it does say 100. I haven't found one. usually as I'm going around you kind of come across them. I haven't seen one. Often by accident you'll sort of stumble across them, but that's the castle just there. We're not going to go and visit, but if you want to go and visit you absolutely can. But if we head back down here onto this track, if I've done it right, we should come full circle and back into the farm. And that is Thornton 22 Revamp by Steve's Mods. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.